All right, this is Pharmacon America Land of the Sorceries part 2. All right. Uh Another thing about America is that okay, like right now, they're protecting the heroin fields over in Afghanistan. And then you can trace that back to World War no, Vietnam. The that where that Mr. Untouchable and the other guy went to Vietnam to basically Flaming Dragon territory, and he was buying dope straight from the Viet Cong or whatever. That's funny. They got the freaking soldiers fighting the Viet Cong, and this guy from America is going over there and getting heroin from the Viet Cong. You know what I'm saying? It's just so stupid how this shit works, man. I mean, when you really look at it, I mean, here's the crazy shit. In World War II, they used to look at the Germans and they were wondering, like, man, how did these foot soldiers make so much fucking distance, man? Such a short time. Well, it's because they were testing fucking speed on the soldiers, and they were like, man, this really makes these soldiers fight real fucking good. Yeah, that worked. It worked for like 6 months, but after people's minds get wore out, and I could only imagine in a fucking foxhole, being doped out for a few weeks with a machine gun. I don't fucking think that sounds like that's a good place to be. Or in a fucking torpedo in a fucking submarine, jacked up full of dope, getting ready to get fired out. You're in the torpedo and you're so jacked up on national pride and meth that you think this is good. And I mean, that whole go blow yourself up for your country has been around for a long fucking time. And how many poor bastards took that fucking bait? You know what I'm saying? Poor bastards. I've heard many poor bastard stories. But yeah, the Japanese were doing it. The Germans were doing it. They in Vietnam they did it. They had dudes over there on heroin and meth and all kinds of shit. Anything you could think of, like dudes. Basically, well, that was one of their perks for being a soldier is that you get fucking doped out of your mind and go fucking shoot machine guns. I mean, look, I could understand, man. Like, look, as boring as life is with being poor, I could see why people would take that freaking bait just to change this mundane shit to some insane shit. You know what I'm saying? And I could see the payout in that. You know what I'm saying? The excitement, the adrenaline, the fighter, life and death test and quest for fucking survival. Well, you know what I'm saying? All that, but I don't know, man. Some people, man, you might be able to do that, and others ain't supposed to do all that. But once again, on the low hand, we are the king of freaking sorcery, man. Here's the thing: prohibition of alcohol made the liquor barons. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with the prohibition of marijuana has made the prison industrial complex just fucking. Oh man, it's like who knows how much money they make because you'll never really know because there's a lot of privatized prisonry and they don't have to tell you really how much they make. And basically, what it is that's when the warden, the guards, all own stock in the prison and they incorporate with multinational private fund private sector like a social experiment type fucking database people big time money, Wall Street, once again Wall Street, that's who stands off. They stand off and crying that all their riches that are tied up into the market, they see it all going up in smoke. uh and it's partially because of these sorceries. And then I didn't grow up in the 60s and 70s, but I know that's the time of dope and free love. Like there's all kinds of acid came from here. uh and they used to slip acid in people's drinks. Like they would have hookers go take a dude to a room. They'd slip him some fucking acid And then these guys would be sitting behind a double mirror and they'd be watching whatever happened and they would be taking fucking notes. I mean, this is sick ass twisted shit. Poor guy, whoever got, got got slipped that acid, man, without his knowledge. That's some fucked up shit. And then he gets interrogated fucking under while he's fucking hallucinating. They intentionally fucking, and that's MK Ultra. So MK Ultra is pharmacon, and that knowledge really, this knowledge does come in a lot of cases from like the Nazis, man. Fucking a lot of these pharmacon cons, like MK Ultra and Project Monarch and Artichoke and all this other fucking crap. And meth is a military weapon. It's not, and whoever leaked it to the streets, they did that shit for military purposes so they could militarize the police. And I watched this fucking video about that shit and I realized it was kind of a scare tactic video. And then at the end of it, the company that was pushing this video to make a task force to fight the drugs was Halliburton. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the same motherfuckers involved in all this shit are involved in that too. So, I mean, for all you people, who are on your righteous fucking straight edge campaign, it's like, man, you're just helping this prison industrial complex hustle that keeps petty nickel sack weed hustlers in prison for life. You know what I'm saying? And once again, the CIA was the ones who created crack. Listen, I cannot reiterate this enough. Saturday morning cartoons, Illuminati card deck. I remember Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan on a commercial talking about, please don't smoke crack, crack, crack. Before anyone even knew there was such a thing as crack. The president himself actually promoted crack before crack hit the street. Look, Ronald Reagan, this cartoon comes on. A week later, there's crackheads. You know what I'm saying? Fucking the CIA was bringing in the freaking cocaine. I mean, look, George, Bill Clinton's brother said he's got a nose like a 2-car garage. I mean, so do I, man. But look, I'm not the fucking governor of Arkansas or whatever the fuck. That isn't supposed to be selling fucking cocaine. You know what I'm saying? You guys are supposed to be politicians. You're not supposed to be into all that. You know what I'm saying? But look, like I said, that is the hypocrisy here, is that these guys smoke crack, bang hookers, but they get a free pass to do all that shit. They have their military op guys, black ops guys, go down, buy the shit, bring it back here. They snort it and smoke it. Give some to the streets. Consign. This is what that's called. Like, look, here I front you this much cocaine. You gotta bring me back this much money. They front people the cocaine. Then they have their DEA friends, buddies, follow them around for a few months, gather a bunch of data, intel. They bust the guys, take the cocaine, front that shit back out to another fall guy in the street, so they have a pretext to make the crack, crack, crack Saturday morning cartoons. I mean, the politics of it is a little more deeper than that, but in a nutshell, and in a quick overview, that's about how it works. It's not much different from that. And the laws against cocaine were like, cops got to have 357 magnums because black guys with cocaine was raping white women. I mean, literally, laws were changed to stop black guys on cocaine that rape white women. I mean, that's the kind of kangaroo court de facto laws, man. I mean, it's fucking stupid. I'm sorry I'm laughing. It's just because, man, I've been through all this, and it's really fucking retarded when you really look at it. If they just tell you a little piece of it, it always sounds good. But when you look at the whole, if you follow that little tentacle back to that fucking Hydra, and you see that ugly Hydra that's like wanting to suck your blood, and all them other tentacles into these other big dogs' pockets, like the tentacles going in the politician's pocket, coming out his mouth, and it's like, and it creeps away. You know what I'm saying? And that it claims another fucking victim of the game. And And it's a big fucking trap. It's a big fucking gimmick. Uh, Same thing with the fucking acid. They leak the fucking the formula to the street. Same thing with the crack. Government leaked the formula to the street. Same thing with meth. They leaked the fucking information to the street in preparation to bust them for it. So they could have more EIO database, fucking authoritative power grabs, power maneuvers, maneuvering, more invasive erosion of liberties. You know what I'm saying? So look, because these guys do this, you are fucked, buddy, that is free and is in the middle and isn't even involved. So I'm just trying to stoke you, because look, you get caught puffing a fucking nickel sack and you end up in prison for it. You know what I'm saying? Because these other guys did this supposedly when really the CIA was bringing in the fucking cocaine and the soldiers are protecting the heroin. And the government is prescribing the fucking methadone and the fucking Vicodin and all that shit that gets people hooked on the opioids. And then you crash the fucking economy. So it's so fucking depressing that chicks gotta become prostitutes, and in order to cope with the pain, they shoot up heroin. You know what I'm saying? Or life fucking sucks so bad and you're starving, but that dope, you don't have to eat for a few days. You know what I'm saying? It's really messed up because they really hammer you hard in between the extremes. You know what I'm saying? It's like people who are not knowledgeable and only listen to the news would totally be bought and sold by the Halliburton propaganda. You know what I'm saying? But that's another thing I noticed, man, is about a lot of these high profile overdose cases. Some of those I think were straight up psyops, like they weren't even real. Like I know weird shit happens to people when they get on drugs, man. I know some people can have a totally bad fucking reaction. But I've seen so many people on so many kind of drugs, and I've never seen nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And some of the things they dropped is actually what happens for real. Like, look, they mentioned the word cult. You know what I'm saying? Like, there literally is a cult, like a drug enforcement cult. That's not a joke. The drug cult. You know what I'm saying? Come to find out, you know, the government is arming the Mexican cartels. You know what I'm saying? For instance, I mean, that's America is the land of the sorcery, because I mean, it's like, okay, we're not going to sell the sorcery stuff, but we're going to arm the guys that do. You know what I'm saying? The prisons. Listen, a dime sack out here on the streets is worth 100 in prison. So you take a fucking little pound of weed, get that in a prison, that shit is worth fucking a lot of money. So there's more sorcery, more pharmacon, more fucking deception, treachery, false weights and measures. You know what I'm saying? And these people all profited from it. I mean, the prison guards get kickbacks. The CIA gets kickbacks. Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan get kickbacks from that old crack money. You know what I'm saying? Because they helped promote it. They helped break it to the streets. They helped bring it to us. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember going to school. I was in like second grade, and they were asking, have you ever tried crack? These little